I'm a winner. I think in terms of a winner. And if there's winners, there's losers. And if there's winners and there's losers, it is called a game. You need to be able to apply game theory to whatever attempt you make at becoming successful at anything. One critical component that I've observed that determines how successful you'll be in any given field is the ability to analyze. Just simply the attempt to analyze what you're doing. The issue, however, is most people are literally not trained this way. Most people don't even know what it means to analyze. Most people aren't even taught how analytical thinking works. But that is what you need in order to be successful. Have you ever thought to yourself, how can I think better? How can I analyze said thing better? How can I see what other people are not able to see? AKA, if something is priced in. I give an example. So let's say, even me, I tell you, here is how you get rich. Here's a gold mine right here and there. All you have to do is get a shovel and you can just shovel a shit ton of gold and keep it for yourself. You say, amazing, right? But what if I told that to everybody? What would that do to the information? It would dilute it. So now, even though you see that there is a gold mine here, if everyone comes here and tries to shovel the gold here, it's simply not going to work anymore because it's going to exhaust the gold mine. So not only do you have to be able to analyze something, but you need to be able to think in a way that makes it so your analysis is not priced in. And I'm going to talk to you about what it means to be priced in, right? Because essentially what it means is that you're able to see something that most people can't see. But if you go to school, school literally teaches you the opposite. This is why most people nowadays are NPCs. Because all that school does is it trains your mind to regurgitate information. The teacher tells you exactly what he or she wants you to memorize. You need to regurgitate it as closely as possible to the way she wants to hear it or he wants to hear it. And that teacher also gets the information from textbooks that are standardized across the school board. Every single school has the same textbook. And at this point, you're literally trained to turn off critical thought and to simply do what's in front of you and spit it out verbatim. Now, this is the reason why most people are brokies. And it goes so deep that nowadays you don't even have to be smart to, let's say, make money or any given domain that you want to be successful in. It could be making money, business, sports, playing chess. It could literally be anything. So at this point, you need to understand that there's a consensus around the world that the best way to act, the best way to go through this world is just to do what you're told, aka turning off critical thought. What you need to do is need to reverse that. Now, the funny thing is, as I've said, just the attempt to wake up, just the attempt to try to analyze, to do cross-sectional thinking, to just look at something and to observe reality, just the attempt alone nowadays is breaking consensus. Just that alone is usually not even priced in. Because what is it going to be? If you just think a little bit different than others, if you just ask certain questions about life, about relationships, about making money, about females, people just call you a fucking weirdo. Oh, this guy's a little weird, he has strong opinions, he says certain things that are, I guess, a little strange. Well, jackpot. As I've said, remember the example with the gold mine. Here's a gold mine, you have to shovel. Will you tell everybody that there's a gold mine here? If what you were thinking was accepted by the general public, if all your friends, everyone you hang out, everyone you know, would just blindly agree with you because they're like, yeah, this nigga's right, this would make it priced in. So it wouldn't work anymore. But the craziest thing, as I've said, is just the attempt to analyze already breaks consensus nowadays. How do you spot if something is priced in or not? Because that's the $1,000,000 question. I gave an example. So just this other week, I made $100,000 with a crypto coin. Think about this. $100,000 rained from the sky into my crypto wallet because I was able to see something that other people weren't able to see. But not only that, when I told other people, hey, look, I see this loophole, I see this gap, you know what they told me? Nah, Prince, I don't agree with that. That's not true. They did the complete and total opposite of what I did. So essentially, I won and they lost. Do you understand? That is the only way to win in life. But let's talk about how to find out the information that is either priced in or not priced in, right? And I wrote this down. Number one, you need to start applying mental models in your life. What's a great mental model that I like to apply in my life? Literally, this is so funny. This is one of the most easiest mental models that you can just plug in, and you don't even have to be a genius to use it, and it will work. As I've said, price and information means the information doesn't work by default. So instead of thinking, oh shit, what should I do, or what can I find out that most people don't know, think about, what do most people already know? What information is priced in? What is current consensus? And you just do the opposite. Boom. It's like rebel thinking. If you see everyone going in X direction, just go in the other direction, and you will most likely be successful. Yes. It doesn't even matter if you know what you're doing. You just know you're doing the opposite of what everyone else does. Because if everyone else does it, you know it's bullshit because it's priced in. So it cannot work per definition. So let's get an example. Most people make money how nowadays? They have a job. So you already know if you want to be rich, you can't have a fucking job. You understand what I mean? You cannot have a job if you want to make significant amounts of money. That shit just doesn't work because everyone does it. Another thing that is controversial, used to be very controversial, but now everyone's starting to get it, is the school path. I'm actually a big proponent of you should go to high school because that's just general education. If you're not able to finish high school and just have like decent grades, you're stupid. You're displaying that you have minimal amount of self-discipline. You can't even do the most basic stuff on this planet, which is to complete a little bit of homework about basic stuff in the world, about basic math, which ensures that at least you get somewhat taken seriously on this planet. It's just fucking high school, okay? But then afterwards, once we get into the more serious realm, which is now they want you to complete your degree, they want you to do a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, maybe even a doctor's degree, which is hilarious. You know, my mom, she would always tell me, oh, you should be a doctor. Wait, at least you should do a master's degree. And I told her, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to be poor because it's priced in. Everybody nowadays literally believes that they're going to go do a bachelor's degree, go study some whatever field of study they want to study, and then they just make money. Hey guys, here's a gold mine. Hey, did you know here's a gold mine? There's a lot of gold here. Let's dig here together. The gold mine only has gold for 3 people, but let's have 30 people dig here. Nope, won't work. Information is priced in. So as I said, you apply the mental model, you just do the complete and total opposite of what everyone else does. That's a very clear mental model that works. And that's a mental model that you should apply in your life. Now there's more mental models like this, but I'm not going to name them all in this video. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, make sure you just attempt to analyze, because most people won't. Just attempt to try to analyze and see patterns in the world and to just wake up is not consensus. That works very well. And then start using the mental model of when you see someone else is doing something, or if you see a lot of people doing something, just do the complete and total opposite.